better, Steve. All right, well, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're here for our clinic Patient and Family Advisory Council. We have some great things to talk about. Hopefully you'll be able to stay in the line with us. Some of the things we're excited to talk about today are our texting ability in the pharmacy and some other upcoming changes here in the clinic. So without further ado, we will get started. The things we're going to talk about. Okay, so we like to start our meetings, as most of you are aware, with patient safety stories. So each month we have a different theme surrounding trusted care, and this month's focus area is on zero harm. So you see a quote there, kind of from the Air Force Medical Service perspective. So we have our daily safety huddles where we're always talking about communication between duty sections, just with this being our goal of zero harm to our patients. Everyone's here to try to provide the best patient care possible, and zero harm is our goal.
So just as the JOES T, which is that electronic survey. So finally, FMIR was able to get the contract going, so it does work now. We should have data within 1 to 2 weeks, starting next week. And it'll come to us monthly and be on our JOES website, hopefully on 1 October. Okay. So we'll be able to share that information with you and see what people are saying, and kind of get a gist of what people are saying about us. And they are going to use the design for MHS and DoD-wide that we created here at Goodfellow, so that's pretty cool. Kudos to Mr. Winder and Lieutenant Guthrie, because they're the ones who did it together.
Is that the website we would go to, www.health.mil/surveys for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And so anybody can go on there, even if you don't receive a text message. The only thing that you will have to have been seen. So they kind of do just as they do the JOES now, it's just, a couple of you are going to get sent one, but if you did go to an appointment and you didn't receive one, you could still go and give us a survey as long as you got seen for that appointment.
So only people with an
appointment.
Primary care person can do JOES, not people
You can
who
do
use
regular JOES surveys. You just can't do the JOES T, because this JOES T correlates with your appointment.
Okay.
But you can also do the eye survey, and that is out, in which on the next meeting I'll have everything set up where that way you guys can use it on your phone, the QR code, things like that, and they'll be at the front desks.
Because what if we have something fabulous to say about pharmacy?
We would love
of course.
to hear. There will be for the eye surveys, there will be everything at the front desk now. Hopefully when we get our money in October, we can order some for each front desk to make sure that there is a place where you can put kudos or positive, corrective feedback for us.
But also at places like the pharmacy and at the front desk of all of those places, like the pharmacy and the lab and...
Yes. Yep. Any point of entry that you see, or you go to any of the clinics, no matter what it is, even our auxiliary clinics, there'll be something there. That way everyone can provide feedback. Positive.
Immunizations and all of that?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. So this is our JOES, and this time we do have benchmarks. As you see, the target score is that purple one. So far, I mean, we're exceeding the expectations of the Air Force. So we're green on all the ones that we're presenting to.
It's not just Air Force either. I mean, that's military health.
It's military health
system is NHS.
Anybody have any questions?
So are these, you said this is just our facility?
Yes, ma'am. This is just Goodfellow.
Goodfellow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the targets are health service wide, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you see the legend there,
Yeah.
The solid blue circle is what the average is for Army, Navy, Air Force facilities.
Okay.
And you can see pretty much where the average are. We've exceeded that average on all of them.
So the line is representing the target, the black line?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it looks black.
Or
Well, here it's
purplish.
purple.
Purple, okay.
But it's yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's the target.
That's the target,
So
okay.
you can see that we're just
Yeah.
above the target.
And the average is with that little purple dot.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
So about 31 people answered last month, is that right?
Yeah, that's what the,
Yes. So for each one, it tells you.
Is
in
that a hand puppet?
The little blue people.
I don't
It
know.
tells you how many people.
They're raising their hands.
Per question that they answered.
It's what?
I think it's a bunch of heads.
Yeah, they're like little people.
At a table or something.
It's like the
Oh.
body and then like a circle for their head.
Oh.
They're 3 little people.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
didn't know what
thought-
they were.
I thought it looked like either a
It's
hand
people, we don't know.
puppet or.
No, they're people.
Getting into this.
Well,
This is exciting.
you know, the icon is just a little funky. That's really, okay. 2 teeny weeny people and a big person in the
Moving
middle.
on.
Okay.
Alright. So, this is the part where we get to read the comments. These are all the comments for August. These are our little comments.
Was that
It
you?
wasn't- it was
when
not
I read
me.
it, I said, this sounds just like.
It was not me, but you've seen their vampire that hangs on the inside of the doorknob. Have you not seen their vampire? Oh my gosh, yes, they have a wooden, a door
Yeah.
hanger.
I've had
Vampire.
my blood drawn a few
Maybe that's
times.
what
I
it's
guess
referring to.
I missed
Maybe.
it.
You must be more observant.
I was looking away, so I didn't look at the needle. I'm admin.
Ooh, the pharmacy people are top notch.
Anybody have any questions? So, just so you guys know, the @ symbol, that means it was their personal information, so they don't want that to be in there. So anything that has the @ is a patient information, so they blocked it out. So it's not a bad word. It's just patient information.
Potentially.
It's what?
It's patient info. So
Oh.
they could have put their name or who they were, so they make sure that they clear that out so that nobody else
Okay,
can know. who-
PII.
Yes, ma'am. All right, we'll go on to the next one. So these are our improvement comments.
I guess the one on the lab results is always interesting to me because you can log on to TRICARE Online, like I did this last week and looked at mine within a couple days after it had been done. So if the patient is thinking that somebody's gonna call me with this, yeah, it may take a little while to get the results, but you can do it yourself. And not that I understand all the lab values on there, but some of them I do.
But some of the tests have to go out,
Right, I'm just saying.
and they take longer. But if you've been through the whole, we can't afford A1C machine here, they still have to go to San Antonio, so.
There are rules.
Then you just say, okay.
Okay, we'll go on to the next one. It's a little long.
Is this all one? Oh.
Yeah. One comment.
Is there more?
That was it.
Do you do MRIs here?
No, ma'am, they're sent off.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? No?
So when the PCMs change, patients should receive a postcard and email. So I don't know if that person, now they have changed the format of it. It used to be, it actually said the name of the provider, which to me caught your attention more than the generic one that says log on to this website and you can see. So people may just like, you know, number one, they don't check their mail, you know, they get everything electronic, or they just tossed it and didn't understand what it was. We do try to communicate that.
So usually we'll get if a provider changes, we'll get a little postcard in the mail saying your provider changed, but it will not have the doctor on it, or it will have a new doctor?
It does not. No,
It
but it
just
has
says
a
your provider
website that
changed.
you can go and check it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it
I don't
used to
know.
be a whole letter and it said,
Your new PCM
your
is
new
so-and-so.
provider is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, can you go in and just let everybody know?
Oh, yeah,
it used to be, yeah, a letter inside envelope, but now they're down to a little postcard, which I'm sure is cheaper.
And is that why they won't put the person on it?
I don't know.
Because it's open? And
That
what
would
ab-
make sense.
What about those folks who don't have internet access? What do they do, call? Is there also a phone number?
Probably the Humana number.
Want to make sure that
Yeah.
both are possible.
Library.
Hmm?
You go to the library and use their computer. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is
long-
our
Which those are pretty nice.
Facebook metrics, but this is from last month. The internet was not letting me get on my Facebook, so I wasn't able to put the new ones. But Doug has your new information for this month.
So the last month, from August 15th to today, our post reach is 1,438, which is up almost over 1,000 from the month prior, which is 338%. And then post engagements, we had 830, which is up 912% from the month prior, 748. We're up 748 from the month before. And then our most engaging posts were Major Dulesky's video, which it was posted a couple times, but it's around about 350 reaches and engagements on it. And then the other one, of course, was our, I think this is, let me see if it'll open. I want to say it's for the upcoming, yeah, just a change for the hours for the upcoming change for the day, resiliency day and training day and stuff.
So we post on the website when we're our down days, our family days, holidays, or any other closure days that don't happen normally. I'll post that information in there. And
They're on the
yes,
MGT
at the
page?
Facebook and the Facebook website. Yes.
Oh, okay, so if I don't Facebook, too bad for me, right?
No, ma'am. So actually, what we're trying to do is everything that we do, we'll also be trying to do my patient portal message, so that you can get out there. Which
Next
you
question.
don't have that anymore.
Am I cut off from patient portal because I don't have a primary here?
I'm unsure. I can get with the lead on that and ask and make sure.
Patient portal should be the
But you should
same, but
still be-
Relay Health
Yeah, if you want
is
Relay Health.
linked to the PCM.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have TRICARE, you can get it.
You can go on TRICARE online and look at your records and do all that stuff still and do your medication.
No, I'm
but
looking for, I got real frustrated
Mhm.
paying to get meds.
Mhm.
Family day, oh goody. Went home again, came out the next Thursday. Training day, hey, it's the first Thursday, it's not the third Thursday, how are we having training day on the first Thursday? I can count on my count, this is the first surprise training day. So, I thought perhaps if we pushed a message like they used to push 37,000 women's health messages, that I certainly would have seen it, cause I check my email 2-3 times a day at least.
Yes, and that is something that we started talking about, is that we would do it on our patient portal. But I understand that if you don't have the option for that, then the message doesn't get out to you. So we're always open up for suggestions on what you think, how we should get it out to the population who doesn't use Facebook or isn't on patient portal. We're all ears, and yeah.
But we used to get messages right in our email.
Right in the
Through
email.
through
Through patient.
Yeah, they could send out the mass messages
Through the email?
Through the IM thing.
Yeah, because I haven't had any of those for a very long time.
Okay.
Yeah, he left and so they stopped. The guy, who'd you say? Or
Major Wall.
Major Long.
Yeah.
He used to do that. So
he
yeah, that's,
sent all these women's health,
I
I've got
wanna
2 to
say
3 a week.
Felicia has.
Should have
She
access
has
to- yeah.
availability to send those mass messages
so
out,
that, so that would be another option. So we'll be sending out stuff, updates by email, by Facebook, and then of course word of mouth and displayed here in the clinic.
Cause I went home and got my sticker and I said, it's not on here, what's going on? So,
Every once in
And
a while, we
then-
get those last minute things that come from the Air Force or the
Yeah.
base commander, and just don't have the time to advertise it as well as we would.
Yeah, our training days are still third Thursday, but that day we got. was short
Surprise!
notice.
Yeah, those are tactical down days.
good thing I had 2 days left on my meds.
But if it had been sent out in just a email
Yes, ma'am.
or a message type thing, like we were
But we
getting.
appreciate the feedback. If we don't know what's not happening or we don't know that it's not getting out to a certain population, and we'd love the feedback that you're telling us so that we can make sure that we can figure out something so it gets there to you.
I accidentally saw it somewhere. I guess I was reading something.
No, but it's
Maybe
something we'll
Facebook.
take back with us and make sure that we definitely get that out, at least through the email, and then if we think of anything else, we'll definitely try that option too. Or if you guys think of anything else, please bring it to my attention and I will definitely see what I can do about it. Cause we wanna make sure that you guys know when we're closed, or, not come all the way over here if you don't need to.
So you don't drive here from Christoval and then go?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a nice drive. It's a nice drive if you end up with your meds at the end of it. If you don't end up with your meds at the end of it, it's not a happy drive.
So this is our provider access screen. So it's just showing you when our next available is. So they do next, and then the third next is what we get. I guess I'm gonna take grade.
Okay, so say that again.
So for example, we'll look at pediatrics. That's the top one. So the next day, so there's 0. So they're in green, which means that they're available to the patient. The next available appointment, you can get the next day appointment or the next 3 appointments they're available. Does that make sense? Next 3 appointments. If you go to family health, so the next available for the same day appointments are gonna be 8 days out, and then the third next would be 11 days out. That's for same day appointments. So basically, it's just letting you know that you're not gonna be able to get seen the same day because there's no availability.
She's
Those
on
appointments
leave.
are already booked up, or they could be on leave, or there could be a multiple different reasons why it's not.
As for the other docs, projected leave and stuff, so.
Yeah.
I just follow Dr. Paula, she's always, she has like 3 other.
And then you have to understand too, those, when they do open those appointments, those 24 appointments, they're booked in like
Minutes.
They are gone as quickly as they post them out there. I've came in and I'm like, oh cool, we have 3 appointments, and they're gone in less like 3 seconds, and that's just how it is.
So is Paula on leave right now, or is that just how it is? She's got that many people?
She just has that many people that are
Okay.
wanting to be seen the same day.
So special appeal will not get me back in. Okay.
But they
So
have
just
been
to-
working really hard, just so you guys do know, in the back side of it, so we can be as transparent as possible, is these numbers actually have increased so much. We were up a lot more. So they've almost cut in half what they used to be before the previous month. So they're actually doing really good. So they're getting there. We're getting there, so our access can be better. And I know Colonel also can speak to this too. We do have another provider coming in, so access should be getting better as soon as that other person is up and running. 4. So access should be getting a lot better here. It's just, we only have those 2
So is one
providers the
for
other population.
peds?
Peds will always have only 1 provider. We are only
Ah.
slotted for 1 provider, so there will
Too
not
many
be additional.
retirees, not enough munchkins?
So you're getting another one in family health?
Yes. 2.
2 more?
2
So
in family
access
health
should be
and 2
better
in
once
student,
we
or-
get everybody up and going.
Whoa.
So we're not really reducing, I have this thing from all of a sudden from the afterburner that says that all of you guys are gonna be downsizing and you're gonna be crunching, like the pharmacy.
These are positions that we earn that we should currently have, that the providers, like Major Peterson, when he left, we got a replacement for him, but that provider had to go to training and do all of the things.
Right.
And she's finally back, so now she'll be coming up online. And then there's several other providers, you know, that we've had gaps or whatever. So those providers are all arriving from their training and stuff like that. So we're hoping within the next few months to the turn of the year that we should be very healthy again.
So as you guys know, we do not have TRICARE here. It's only a referral management department. It's not TRICARE. But TRICARE does come once a month, and these are the following dates that they'll be here. They always set out right outside referral management office near the side of the pharmacy. And there'll be a table there at 1 o'clock on these days. So if you have any questions or you know people who maybe need their help, please bring your stuff that day. Bring any questions that they have, and they'll be more than happy to help them on the spot right there.
Years flying by.
Yeah, and it is posted. I don't know if you guys saw the TRICARE booth, but it actually says TRICARE booth there and TRICARE information, and these dates are posted up there as well, so if people walk by, they can see that too.
And that's in the corner of the student waiting area, right? Or
Yes,
student
ma'am.
/ peds waiting area.
He's on the other side now.
It's actually moved.
Yes.
On the family side? Oh, okay. Since 2 weeks ago.
Claudia, you want to talk about this?
Pharmacy now has finally have the capability of texting our patients when your prescriptions are now ready. You have the option of doing a voice phone call, and it's an automated generated phone call. And it doesn't tell you which prescriptions are ready, it just tells you how many are ready. And it doesn't say your name, it doesn't violate any HIPAA, it just says, when we send you up out the pharmacy, it'll call and notify you your 3 prescriptions are ready for pickup. And that's all it says. So you won't know, if you sign yourself or your spouse or your children, you won't know, unfortunately, who it's for. You just know that there is something ready for you, or your family member. And we sign you up at the pharmacy. And you can always, if you don't like the system, we can turn it off and we can turn it on at any time. So just so that, and it'll give you, and it'll remind you up to 7 days. You still have a prescription to pick it up. So it's not going to be every single day that it will call you. It will call you on the 3rd day and then remind you on the 5th day. And on the 7th day, it'll give you your final reminder and say it will be put back within the next 24 hours if not picked up. Good. So that kind of helps out when you go, we have these long vacation days or things like that to remind everyone to do that.
If you could do up a quick little something, that way we can post it on Facebook and send out the message on patient portal.
Okay.
That would be great, so we can get it out to everybody. Yeah.
How
So-
do I sign up? I'm sorry.
So, if it hits holidays, does that change the count?
No, it calculates duty days, so the days that we're open. We have it programmed to acknowledge holidays and training days. And it will only notify you during duty hours. So you're not gonna get the early phone calls or the late phone calls. It will only be during duty hours.
As long as you're texting me, I don't care.
Yes.
Did you just sign up today?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But she doesn't get
As-
service in here, so.
Well, I did. All of a sudden I got it from somebody else, but I thought it was gonna be you.
Oh.
And you didn't call me. And you weren't gonna
We
call
just
me, you
started
were only
it.
gonna
I
text
know.
me.
But do you know how long it takes to?
Well, it surely hasn't been takes an hour for you to do it, so I know.
We can, if you're gonna be waiting, it can be set to notify you within 15 minutes. If you want to come back later or another day, it's set after 2 hours from the time that it is ready to initiate its first notification.
Now, if you're sitting there, it'll notify you either by phone or text.
Unless we get it done quicker, and probably not gonna get
Okay.
the notification, cause once you pick it up, it will cancel.
Cancel it out.
Notification. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
good.
I just wondered if we were ever thinking about that board that we talked about, you know.
Remember, when we had it before, do you remember? It's been years ago, we used to have that notification board.
Yes.
Yes, and
Yeah.
everybody complained.
And I just wondered if we were coming back to.
Yes, no, yeah, that one didn't have a fail safe, so it started the timer once we went to check a prescription. So if you had 10 prescriptions, you were already getting the notification once we did the first one, so that's why that one didn't work out too well. But this one
That'd be interesting.
has a
Ding,
timer
ding,
set
ding,
now,
ding.
so.
Did you just sign up at the pharmacy to do this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mhm. And you do have to sign up each individual person, it's not per group.
Family text. Thank you.
So if I signed up, let's say, my kid's prescription, I would do it under their name, but I would get the text.
Yes, ma'am, you can
Okay.
set whatever phone number you'd like for it to notify. And it could be different to the one that's already on file, it doesn't have to be the same number.
So this also goes for refills.
Yes, ma'am.
Not yet.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so we just-
Claudia, for all your hard work on this for the last year.
Yes.
Only a year?
Yeah, I know, that too.
Almost there, sir, almost there.
Okay, so we added this slide. Mr. Joe Goodwin sent this out. Some of you may have already seen this or be aware. So he is putting in all these different ideas, trying to get funding for next year. So he was just looking for feedback on what we think would be good for our EFMP family. So just thought we'd bring it here if anyone has any thoughts or preferences, we can let him know.
Might wanna bring that to your group, cause I'm sure they would have some
Mhm.
exceptional family members.
Well, if
Ms.
nobody
Vaughn
else
has
is
a-
gonna
she-
say
she
anything,
has
I
a list
have
here,
a
so
question.
let's hear it.
Okay, the afterburner came up.
Oh, okay.
So on this part, we're gonna go ahead and close it out. That way, if anybody says anything, it stays here.